Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday, December 12th, 6 p.m. Town Board monthly meeting. First item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. If you care to join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item 2, approve the agenda for the meeting. Hearing no comments. Item 3, approve minutes from November 14th Town Board meeting.
No motion approved.
Motion by Andrew.
No second.
Second by Dan. Any discussion item? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Any opposed? No opposed. Item 4 is our public comment period. People wishing to address the board limited to 2 minutes each. Public comment period not to extend any longer than 30 minutes. Anybody in the audience wish to speak? Go ahead.
Yeah, a couple items. The lawn markers, it seems, I've been in some areas, what is the policy going to be if the lawn markers are not placed in the correct spot? It's 3 feet off, I believe.
Okay. This is comment period. I'll address it later.
Okay, and the snow removal is are the trucks going to go out less than 3 inches, or what is the policy?
It's in my notes again. I'll catch up on that at the end.
And the salting part too.
Okay. Any other comments? Hearing none, we'll move to the regular agenda items. First guy on the report is just left the building. We'll move on to Police Department, Mel Peterson. You might be back in a few minutes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay, for the month of November, the police department handled 345 calls for service compared to 415 calls for service last November. It's about a 17% decrease in calls. Town board members, you have a breakdown of those calls. The police department issued 51 traffic citations, 15 municipal ordinance citations, and 37 written warnings during the month. For training, November 2nd and 3rd, Officer Anderson and Officer Cody attended domestic violence best practices for investigations training up in Anago, Wisconsin. This training was designed to create an intensive and involved learning experience for officers who are likely to be the initial responders to domestic violence cases. Course topics included deeper understanding of the dynamics of those challenging cases, identification of the predominant aggressor in the context of coercive control, investigation to support prosecution, understanding lethality, stalking, report writing, and testifying. On November 15th, officers of the Grand Rapids Police Department completed Extinguish Fire Suppression Tool, FST, training at the Grand Rapids Fire Department. Fire Chief Don Bone, he provided the training to properly deploy the FST that are now carried in all Grand Rapids Police Department squad cars, and I think we're going to get a little bit more in-depth
Next month's meeting.
That next month's meeting.
Be at the fire station.
Donald will give that so you understand what's going on. So it's a really neat piece of gear, and I think it'll serve the community well by having patrol or police officers carrying it in the squad. Vehicle repairs, we just went through some major engine work on the 2013 Charger. That's the bad news. The good news is it should be covered under drivetrain warranty, so that's a good thing. So other than that, that's all I have. Feel free, again, stop by any time if you have any questions or just want to chat.
Any questions? Patty first.
What can you sort of explain what is a suppression tool? What does it look like, or what does it do?
I don't want to get too involved because Don's going to cover that next
Oh,
month
I
at
see.
the
Okay.
meeting over at the fire department. He's got some training videos of the product, and you'll see what it involves. And it's just a neat piece of gear that we carry in patrol cars now that we can use prior to the fire department getting there. So
It's like an early suppression tool.
right.
And we had scheduled a meeting over at the fire station, but then, of course, we got trumped by the snowmobile club doing their lessons for the kids to get them certified. So we'll do that next month. Where we got the big screen TV up there, and be able to show how it works, and we can relate some of the experiences that other departments have had with success from it.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
No.
Dan?
Is the charger back in service now?
Yes, it is. We
Okay.
got it back end of last week, I think.
Okay.
So it is back now. So we're up to full speed again.
Any other questions? If not, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to skip back to the fire report first before I go to Amy. Fire member Don Paulson said he'd go ahead and give the report. You want to do it there? Either way.
Yeah. We currently staffed with 42 fire EMS members and 6 EMS only members. Total of 20 members are trained to do EMS. We currently are looking for members on the fire and EMS side. If you're interested in our community to serve on the fire department or the EMS, please stop at the station and see the chief. Since the last report to the board, the department has responded to 26 calls for service, consisting of the following. 21 was EMS calls, 3 was 1050s, car accidents, and 2 CO checks. This month's training at the department will, the EMS members will be completing their refresher, and the fire side we're going to do some power line training. The department held and attended the following meetings. On the first monthly meeting, monthly department meeting is usually the first Monday of the month. Then we have our officer meeting, and then the training meeting is the third Monday of the month. We do have our smoke detector program going. I can comment on that a little bit. They did install a few at area residents. Our fire inspectors went out, installed them. The people were very receptive when they came in and put them in, and very thankful. There's no cost to the homeowner for this program. The fire inspectors will give you recommendations for fire safety in your home, but that's where they leave it. There's no nothing else that they'll follow up or anything like that, and they do install the extinguishers. We are also looking the membership on non-structural firefighting members, and what this is members who want to be on the fire department, maybe don't want to, or can at this time go through the amount of schooling that's required to become an interior firefighter. But there's always things that we need on the scenes, whether it's manning the trucks, helping out with various things that, especially in this cold weather, making sure that guys are coming in and out and changing air bottles, whatever it is. So if you're at all interested or think it's something that you may be interested in, please get a hold of the fire chief. He has a lot more information on it.
Very good. All right. And from a safety report, no injuries, no hits, no runs, no errors. That's good. Amy Cook, treasury report.
Good evening. For the month of November, current month receipts were $333,720. Current month disbursements were $198,666. Cash on hand at the end of the month was $763,800, with $105,701 in checking, $366,689 in the repo account, and $316,484 in the money market. And I also just wanted to let you know that the tax collection has begun, and the office, my office will be open from 8 to 4:30, and then just closed from 1 to 2. Any questions?
Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, Friday is from 8 to noon. I will not be here till 4:30.
Are all the tax bills sent out?
Yes, they are.
And she did fantastic today.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first,
Yeah.
First
your
day.
first day
Yes.
of the big taxes.
So just to make sure I have it right, so Monday through Thursday is 8 to 4:30 minus the lunch hour,
Right.
1
correct?
to 2.
And then Friday is 8 to 12?
Yes.
Okay.
And the other thing, we do have a secure drop box outside if for some reason you need to drop a check off or something in it, you can drop it in our secure drop box, which we check the first thing in the morning. Okay. Cover that pretty good. We'll move on to item 6, consider and possible action on a certified survey map for Michael and Heather Lazita. Thank you. That was close. Splitting off and creating a new 5-acre parcel from a 19.83 parcel at 721 48th Street North. I think this went through the Plan Commission recently, I believe.
Well, last night.
Last night it was? That's pretty recent then.
Yeah, very recent.
And the Plan Commission recommended it to the town board, and the Plan Commission had no problems with the layout.
Okay, and we did confirm that it is exactly 5 acres, so it's not 4.997 or something like that? Okay. Any questions?
Make a motion.
Motion by Bill, second by Andrew. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I'm an aye. Any opposed? No opposed? Just pause for a second while we sign these certificates and let him get on his. Okay.
You can come on, Michael.
Thank you. You can approach the bench.
Please, the 12th.
Yes.
All day, almost over.
And then I'll make sure that they're out front if Heather stops in between all of them.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, item 7. Consideration possible action on resolution 2017-35, which is adopting the town budget. It was approved by the residents last month.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 2017-35 to adopt the 2018 budget for the town of Grand Rapids.
Motion been made. Is there a second? Motion second by Andrew. Discussion.
It was decided 47 to 17 to accept the,
Right.
and it still is at 306 per thousand.
Exactly. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Any opposed?
Opposed.
2 opposed. That's your right, as they say. The motion does carry. Consider item 8. Consider possible action, resolution 2017-36 to adopt the election inspectors for 2018-19. Just the note, I'm sorry,
That's okay, sorry.
just a note to let them know that they do not have to be Grand Rapids residents now, they just need to live in Wood County.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2017-36 for the election workers that are listed.
I'll second.
Motion by Patty, second by Andrew. Discussion? William?
Yes, thank you. So how does this differ from the 2016 list? Because it's every 2 years?
Every 2 years.
Yes.
It's just there was.
And was there more this time? Did a lot of people drop out?
one was removed due to they were deceased, and then I think we had 5 or 6 new people that came in last year for the presidential. So we've got a couple additional.
And can you, what's the oldest number of years that somebody has served on here? Do you know that? Oh, okay. I just thought,
No, I have no idea.
okay, thanks.
So,
No, I don't. Daniel?
so do you, do all these people work every election, or it's just whichever ones are available at the time?
Yeah, like last year, we
Yeah.
only had that small one, so I think I maybe had 5 people work, but this coming year, we'll have everybody throughout the year. They won't all be here for February, they won't all be here for each
But
one,
you kind of rotate through
yeah, I
and
try to
as,
get through and use all of them if I can.
Perfect.
Which this year, we won't have a problem doing that.
One of the things she likes to do is be sure to set some inexperienced ones with some experienced ones and try to get them trained so that they're all at the
Especially
same
with
level.
these new ones.
Mhm.
If you're
Yep.
done to-
Okay, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you have the students come at all, like
No.
we did in the past? Is
Yeah,
that
when I
not
was-
permissible now?
No, we can. When I was started, I was told that they didn't have much luck with them, to not, so.
Oh, okay.
I sometime wouldn't mind looking at it again, but I was just told there wasn't a whole lot of luck.
The last conversation that I had with them at the school, the civics class, I believe, was the one that was teaching it. And they didn't seem to have that much excitement, but, which they should. I mean,
And maybe they would.
we can communicate again to them, see if they've got a mind to, because certainly it'd be nice to have them as observers. Anything else? Motion been made and seconded, and any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Aye, any opposed? No opposed? Motion carries. Item 9 is consideration and possible action on the $10,000 contract with Southwood County Humane Society. Doesn't appear that we went over our limits last year.
I'll make a motion to approve the $10,000 contract with Southwood County Humane Society.
Motion by Bill, second by Patty. Discussion?
You said it was the same as last year, right?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
yes.
I just, if I may, the minutes indicated last year this was the same amount, but somebody voted against it because they thought we didn't negotiate well enough on this. That's what the minutes stated. And I was just wondering, did we do any different negotiations than we did last time? Okay,
no,
thank you.
to make, and that's, and I will be voting against it for that reason.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. I'm an aye. Any opposed? One opposed. Thank you. 10, consider possible action on a $17,000 contract with Bowmar Appraisal for the 2018 Assessor Service. And your contact, was any change in that contract?
Not for this year.
No, no change again.
I'll make the motion that we approve the contract for 2018.
Motion, Dan, I'm hearing Patty for a second. Any other discussion? I did have Lisa, or at least gave her a note to be in contact with them. Assessor thinks that we should be considering a reval, seeing as how what he's seeing in home sales being appraised at this and then selling for this. We're getting quite a gap in our percentage, and we're off by about, is it 6%? I think we're off now, Bill, is that correct? So he thinks it's time to consider a reval. He indicated that he would, if we would agree to it, that he would do it over, the billing over 2 years cycle, so we didn't have to pay the whole enchilada in 1 year. He would do that. So anyway, we'll get to that when point we get it. So did we get a motion in a second? I believe we did.
Yes.
Yes, we did. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Any opposed? I hear no opposed. Item 11, consider possible action on $6,100 contract Schenck and Associates for our auditor for the 2017 town review. We did a full audit last year,
Right.
and we do a review the second year and then a full audit the following year is what we typically do.
I'll make a motion that we,
Approved for the proposed option A, $6,100 for general town review.
I'll second.
Motion named Dan, second by Patty. Discussion.
Yeah, and this is $225 more than for this year than it was last year, but last year was an audit, which I'm surprised would cost more, and we did the fire department along with it. And, and this year, we're just doing the general town review.
No, this is less than what our full review was last time. The full review was 8,000 something last time.
Yeah, in 2016, it was 8,800.
Yeah.
But in 2014, it was 5,550.
That's a
In
little-
2015, it was 5,650.
For the review, not the audit.
Right.
though.
Yeah. We-
And then it was 8,800 total.
Because we did the full audit last year was the 8,800. So this year, the full review, the review is the 6,100.
So we're $500 up from the last time we did it this way?
Not bad. What was last year? Or well, I don't have.
2015 is
56.
5650.
From 2 years ago.
50,
years.
2 years.
$450.
Yeah.
So. And it goes up a little bit each year.
Mhm.
Did we get a motion and a second?
Yes.
Okay, any other discussion?
Would it be in interest that maybe during the course of the year, we can go and get some other quotes?
And I know last year you had me,
Right.
last year we didn't have any luck, but we could
Yeah.
try again.
Let's try again.
May I just clarify what I said? Last year, on item number 12, in the minutes, it says approve the contract for them for $5,875.
Right, because that was.
Now, this
for-
year, it's 6,100, correct?
Yes.
So why did somebody say that it's less than last year, when it's not? Because this was
We did a full,
we did an
full-
audit this
You
year.
chose to do the full audit last year rather than the review. In the agenda last year was the review price, but then as you guys discussed it, you decided to do the full audit for the 8,800 or whatever it was. So this is less,
Yeah.
last year was the audit for 8,800. This year is the review for 6,100. Last year, the review would have been 5,875 if that's what you guys chose to do. Was it last year that you did it? Yeah, last year
Yeah.
was the full, yeah.
Because they're-
It was after, yeah, I had come.
And we have,
Clerk.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that clear?
New
Bud?
clerk.
Yep, that's clear.
Okay. Hearing no other discussion, all in favor say aye. I'm an aye, any opposed? Consideration, 12, consideration possible action on $41,886 to be paid to the airport Alexander for the town's share of the support.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget.
Motion Bill, second Dan, now discussion anything? Definitely revenues are coming up, I can tell you that. Fuel sales were probably, I guess I better not try to quote a number out of my head.
Yeah,
I
I hope so.
don't want to.
Say they're up.
Fuel sales are considerably up for jet fuel. There we go.
Well,
And they will continue to go.
if there is revenue that's increasing, will we ever see a decrease per se because
Likely,
offsetting?
likely.
I
If,
didn't know if there was
if
talk
fuel
about
sale,
that.
if fuel sales get up and we start seeing surpluses going back into our budget, then we would look at adjusting the stipends to the
Okay,
municipalities as we go.
that would be great.
Could we get to a point where we have no stipend? Take a lot of fuel,
Likely,
but jet fuel, you do make a lot of profit, let's say that for it. Okay. Motion is made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. I'm an aye, any opposed? No opposed. Item 13, considerable possible action on $57,257 contract Horton Group for the town's insurance policies, which includes police, fire, building, liability for board members, workers' comp.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion Bill, second by Andrew. Any discussion?
Can somebody tell us what it was last year?
I don't have last year.
I don't either, and I
Well, I
couldn't
do-
This
find
actually came
anything
down a
on it.
little bit though, because
Okay.
they estimated a 3% increase, and when I got the numbers, it actually came down like a few hundred from last year, maybe 1,000.
Okay, thank you. I couldn't find it anywhere, so.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, any opposed? No opposed. 14, consider possible action on $104,093.38 being our portion of the United Emergency Medical Response 2018 contract.
Can I just ask a question first?
Yep.
Why wouldn't this coincide with number 22 on the agenda? Or could it
22 is-
change?
22 is future contracts.
So not starting this year?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
No.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2018 contract with United Emergency Medical Response.
Motion by Dan and seconded by Bill. Just for maybe your information, Andrew, we're in a consortium with Rudolph, Village and Town, Siegel, and Town of Seneca. And that's our portion of what you'll.
Cover I do have some questions on the one.
Yep, when we get that, we'll go through that in detail. Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I have an aye, any opposed? 15, consider possible action on 2018 collective bargaining agreement for the Teamsters Union Local 662, and that's with a 1.84 cost of living increase.
So moved.
Motion by Bill,
I second.
second by Andrew. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I'm an aye, any opposed? I'm way behind on my stuff here. We're moving to item 16, consider action on 2018 contract for police chief, fire chief, clerk, and treasurer. And those are all at the same increase with the exception of the treasurer was an agreed to. She's 1 point, okay. I thought it was. Well, that was the salary upgrade after 6 months. Forgot about that.
I make a motion to approve all of these contracts, the police chief, the fire chief, the clerk, and the treasurer, as they are.
Motion by Andy, second by Arnie. I can get one in there.
Which Ernie wants them.
I got it in here. Yeah, I did. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I'm an aye, any opposed? Motion carries. 17, consider possible action on the contract for 2018 Central States Health and Welfare Fund for the Teamsters Union and non-union employees. Health insurance, $365.30 weekly per employee, equaling $151,964.80.
I will so move.
Motion by Bill,
Second.
by Patty. Discussion.
Do you know what it was last year?
I believe this went up $10 per
Yeah.
week.
$10 a week.
Per week. And this was when we figured out, when we did our budget,
Yes.
this was the number
in there.
that we used, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I'm an aye, any opposed? 18, consider possible action on $108,514.08 contract for 2018 security health plan for police departments, union employees' health insurance.
And there was no change on this from last year, from 2017.
Yeah, 0.7%.
And it's actually none, it's
Oh,
zero.
it was actually none?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
okay,
exactly the same.
gotcha. I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Patty,
Real quick, I just see, so it's 108, 514.08 on here, but then it's 108, 280 on here. I don't know if that's, am I not reading something right?
Oh, this was their original one that came through, but I called them last week, I was still waiting for the final, and they said it's gonna be the exact same as what we are now, which
all right,
is
so
this.
the motion would accept it at
The
101,280.
No, accepted at the 108,514.
So this is wrong.
I'll have to, this was their initial one, they don't give us, this is what they project, but they said it's gonna be exactly the same as what we're paying now, which.
You told us that in one meeting.
Yeah, there's no change.
Okay, yeah, I just saw the two differences.
And-
I just want to make sure we knew which one we were actually approving.
I'm confused now too, so.
And you haven't got a second yet.
$90.42. The 108,514 is what we are currently paying, that's what it's gonna be. This was just their projected, I don't know, I don't remember why they explained it comes out different, but
That
even though
renewal
it was
rate
0.
change, is that at a 0.7%?
It is, but it's actually 0%. It's coming in at, we pay 9,042 a month, and it's gonna stay exactly the same, so.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how they did it.
So it's 108,514.08 is correct? Okay.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Bill is seconded. Now, any other discussion?
I did the first.
Patty did the first one. Who got the second?
Bill?
Bill, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I have an aye, any opposed? No opposed. 19, consider possible action on the 2018 contract for Delta Dental, Police Department Union Dental Insurance, $113.73 monthly per employee, equaling $68.23.80.
Which is
No
no change.
No change.
Zero change from last year. Beautiful.
I make a motion to approve it, Delta Dental, for the dental insurance.
Motion by Andrew, second by Dan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I'm an aye. Any opposed? No opposed. Item 20, consider possible action of $7,845 to PDB Reggie, the Regional Economic Growth Initiative for the 2018 support, and that's the same as last year.
Make a motion that we approve the $7,845 for Regional Economic Growth Initiative.
Motion Dan, second by Arnie. Discussion.
What was it last year? Wasn't it 75?
Exactly the same.
It was exactly the same?
Yep.
Yep, they consistently said he was gonna hold it. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I'm an aye. Any opposed?
I'm opposed.
One opposed. William. 21, consider possible action on the $24,000 contract, Badgerland Home Consulting for the 2018 building inspection services.
I have a question first. So the building inspector, he's planning on retiring this April.
No,
No?
not in April.
Okay.
I was told,
May?
no, I was told,
This year?
after at least half of the year is gone. I was told August is when he thought he was gonna go. So, I
So
mean,
this contract is for the whole year?
yeah, and we'll have to address that if he gives us notice that he's going to end it, then it ends.
Mhm.
And then we'll have to go out and do it, or we find another service or another person to whatever, take up the contract or whatever.
So as a question, he is Badgerland Homeland
Right,
Consultants.
this is his
So
business.
so is he selling that to another particular
I don't know.
individual? That this contract would then continue
I don't
on?
know.
No, he's not selling it to somebody else. He's leaving here probably in August, and he's going to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
So,
He's a Viking fan.
so
According to
So the contract is-
He'd have to give us 90 days
Yeah.
notice, and at that time, we'd have to address it, but until then, it's business as usual.
Exactly.
Until we actually get that 90-day
Mhm.
notice.
That's exactly right. And he's been pretty busy this year. We have a lot more home inspections for him, so he earned his keep this year.
We'll be busy in the spring, too.
Any other discussion? Did we get a motion yet? No, we did not.
I'll make a
Motion by Dan,
to approve the contract.
second by Andrew. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I'm an aye. Any opposed? No opposed. Okay, now this is the one I want to give you a little information on. Considering possible action on extension to the ambulance contract for United Emergency Medical Response. It currently expires in 2019, Bill. In other words, we have this year, 18, and we have next year, 19, under the old original contract. The reason we've got into this is that he'd like to continue to have some stability in his business plan. He'd like to have another year contract or another 10-year contract. He's offering it to us for the first 4 years at no increase, as you'll see, and then the remaining years of it at 3%. But if you equate that out to the entire contract, it's a 1.6% increase, but he'd give us the first 4 years. The reason he'd like to have a 10-year contract like he initially have is he would like to order new equipment yet this year. Takes 2 years for him to get the piece of equipment once it's through the specking process and getting it ordered. So he'd like to have the stability knowing that the contracts are there and that he can go ahead and make the purchase of the new ambulance that he's looking to do. The airport consortium has met on it. Each of the individual members are taking it back to their board members to see if they're willing to continue on with another 10-year contract. He did offer a 5-year contract, but it had some escalators more sooner than 4 years. The initial response was, I believe, Rudolph and Seneca have agreed that they'd like to see an additional 10-year contract. So, questions?
Yeah. So, this year alone, the amount we're paying them is $104,000. So they're saying that with this new contract, it'd be the year 2020, which is in 2 years, would be $220,860.
Okay. But that's all of...
That's the total. Okay.
Yeah, what the formula that they use is based upon the assessed values, the number of runs, and the population. It's a formula that's been used since way back when Higgins Funeral Home had the contracts for town, and it's a formula that changes every 5 years. It's reassessed, revaled, in other words. And in the last couple of, well, the last time we had it, our contract went down in the town of Saratoga and Grant, not Saratoga, the town of Grants went up based upon equalized values and runs. So it's a formula that just does not look at your equalized value as a primary thing, because obviously in Grand Rapids, this thing, we would have the lion's share of the contract from all the 5 agencies, but it doesn't use that exclusively, only uses a portion of the shared.
If you, oh, go ahead.
Is there any way of figuring out this formula to know what our portion?
Right.
Yes, it is. Yeah, all you have to do is take our numbers right that Lisa has and put the 3% on for next year, and then go 0, 0, 0 for 4 years, and that's what it's likely going to be.
That 220 you see right there, that's what we're currently at for our last year.
For
The entire,
For the entire.
for the consortium?
Yeah,
2019 is the 220 as well?
yes.
So we have 5 years at one rate,
Yes.
where we'd be paying the same. And then now those are 3% increces each year?
after that, yeah.
So 5 and 5.
3%.
So we'd be at 107, 215 approximately. That's our 3% increase.
Mm-hmm. That's for 19. Then that stays for 4 more years
Right.
at that. But you got to remember, if they do the revaluation,
Yeah.
it might change, Dan, somewhat.
Exactly.
Well,
and
that's what I
that-
was just gonna say.
And we don't know
We've
what-
got that in our bullseye, or our eyesight to
But that doesn't change,
do some assessment.
it just changes the assessment. We use the state's number, not Grand Rapids' number. Our number is low assessment right now. So we're not assessing at full value, we're only at 94% of value.
Mhm.
So
So,
what the assessment would do is should bring it right up to the state's number or very close to it. And that would have no effect to everybody else, because everybody else is using the state's assessed number, not their own personal numbers. So that
Use
would,
full value.
full value, that's the word I was trying to look for, Bill, thank you. Dan?
so what year, and you said every 5 years we
Mhm.
do a reevaluation.
Yeah.
Do you know what year that's
I would
gonna
think it would be at the end, it'd be at the start of the 220.
So you think
2020.
in 2020, we're
Yeah.
gonna take a little
Review.
and
Mhm.
see which way it flies.
Mhm.
In the past, how has that reevaluation changed that number? Was it significant? Was it
No.
percent here,
No.
percent there? I mean,
Exactly.
pretty
I
limited?
think it mattered of about $3,000 or $4,000 to us, less, and more to another municipality.
Which it could go either way, so, based on,
Calls for service, I mean, we don't, nobody really predict any of
No.
that, really.
I mean, we do a lot of calls for reserve. What are you down, 230 some already?
Yeah, 235, 230, we average 250 a year.
mm-hmm.
We pay the most, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Since we're the largest.
We pay the most, but we're probably using it the most, and then we're kind of in their backyard. Yeah, they're right here for us as well. But I think we're probably using the service more than any of the other municipalities by a long shot.
Well, by a long shot.
But 3%.
And we also supply them with, our first responders squad is top notch, and they rely on them heavily, which kudos to that whole crew, because they do that out of a heck of love.
Can we,
Go ahead, Bill.
Just for conversational purposes. You know, I've seen the Coosa ambulance get called a lot, and then the ambulance for the town of Rome, and now that has all changed and somebody else is doing it. There's so much changes in that medical service that I think going out this far is risky, and then you never know what the legislatures are going to do, such as, you know, have medical teams that are, you know, all connected to each other and we don't have anything, metro kind of thing. I just,
This is kind of a metro if you think about it.
but is that still there's so much conflict that I've understood between the city of Wisconsin Rapids and this ambulance and how they utilize the service. And at one time, they couldn't put their sirens on going through the city and things like that. There was always those questions. I don't know. I see a political atmosphere. I'm not opposed to this, but I just say, I'm bringing these things up.
what if another ambulance service starts up? Their competition.
We always have an out on the contract. There's,
Well, we do. That's what I'd like to hear.
Now, what is that exactly?
let's see,
Can we have Nick look at this before we make a
look at
decision?
it.
I guess I'm very pleased with United Ambulance Service from the experience that I've seen. I think they do a nice job. They are very passionate about EMS care. From the times that I've worked with them, I don't think that, I guess I like the idea of doing the 10-year, because if we can save money for the first 5 years, I'm looking at, we got 4 years here, but we're not seeing an increase from 2019 to 2020, from my understanding, so we really have 5 years at one rate. I think it makes sense that that's definitely a good thing to go with. I don't see another ambulance service necessarily starting up in our area, but.
I'll make a motion, we go ahead with the 10-year.
Motion by Bill, second by Andy. Any other discussion?
I'd like to look at it more, but.
I think you did have a little conversation. Did you get some of the answers you were looking for with them the other day?
Yes, somewhat.
Okay. We got some more,
That's
we
why-
can go and do it.
What's that?
If we got some more, we can address them personally with them.
Mhm.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. I'm an aye, any opposed? Motion carries.
Now, what if, I got a question, sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
What if some of the other municipalities don't approve this?
Yeah, that's not happened before, but, I mean, anything could happen. We will be meeting in February with the consortium, and you'll all get notice of that meeting.
Mhm.
And everybody is supposed to bring back their thoughts on it.
Okay.
Now, if they, since we just approved this, now if they go and say we got other agencies, or I shouldn't say municipalities that drop out, and we decide we don't
We'd
want to
have to
take that
review,
out.
yeah.
So that would make this contract null and void, and then we would have to re-vote on another one? Because we wouldn't want to take up,
No, you wouldn't.
Our share, $220,000.
Yeah, all of a
I mean,
sudden
this
we're-
contract, all of them have to sign on here anyways, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
then that's
all of
what
them
I-
have to be in agreement with that before this is gonna even.
And if it doesn't, have to be developed a new contract, and the prices would change. I'm sure that they would take in consideration the loss of what they had and not charge for that part. Because initially they talked about us, because there was, as Bill is aware of, Grant was in legal battles with the county over it, and United said that if they lost the portion of business from the town of Grant, they would drop that from the rate. So they were not going to hinder the remaining communities in that. But if we get to a point where there is no other, or there is some issues with anybody coming in or out, we'll obviously address those and bring them back. Okay, moving on. Item 23, right?
Yes.
Consider a possible action on workers' compensation dividend check for 2016-17. Hey, we had another good year, actually better than last year. We got a rebate of $5,587. Last year we decided to share approximately half of that with the employees in part of a safety bonus for their continued additional safety. Does there any thoughts on that?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's definitely something we should get back if we're getting that back and due to their being safe.
I would like to, I think we need to do something. I would like the personnel committee or something to come up with something and bring it back in the January.
Okay, you want to be referred to committee?
Last year, the board didn't do this. You guys decided, but just keep in mind, we only have one more vendor check to cut in December for it to be in this year's budget.
Does it have to be in this year's
Well, the
budget?
money came
money
in
came in this
2017, so we should
Then we
pay it out in
should.
2017.
It should then.
No.
I am opposed to this for the simple reason, this is taxpayers' money that we spent out. And in this causes, we used to do it in the unions and things like that, but this causes people to know they're going to get a rebate if they don't report an injury, or they blame it on something else, and the person suffers for that. It just is not a very truthful thing. Let's not report any injuries. I know this don't go on, but let's not report any injury. That way they will get more money back and we can buy t-shirts and stuff like that. Get safety meetings in the private sector, they used to give us prizes, and workman's comp and OSHA stopped that because you can't give people prizes for staying healthy and no injuries. I think we could do something else for the employees, for all the employees, but this is taxpayers' money coming back, and I just don't think we should do it, and I said the same thing last year.
Other discussion?
I agree with Bill, and I voted no against it also. For that reason, I think we could do something with it, but I think this is taxpayers' money, so it should go back that way.
I agree we should do something, on this. I wish we would have knew about this a little sooner, so we could have had some time to put something together for this meeting, so we could put it in the next year, but I don't know when this notice, November.
It was dated the 8th, but we didn't get it, of course, until after the meetings, so.
So I don't know, like I said, I do think we need to do something, but what that is, I don't know.
Don?
Can it just be earmarked for safety? When we do have safety presenters come in, different topics, stuff like that, it all costs money. I'm paying a company $375 to come in and give us a presentation on petroleum safety, different stuff like that. When you're hiring these firms to come in and give expert training on stuff, it costs money. If that money was just earmarked for safety presentations or programs. We don't have a big budget in the safety line item.
No, we don't.
It's a great idea.
I like that idea.
So I'll make a motion that we would take $2,800 of this and earmark it to the safety program.
Balance to general fund?
Yes.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And aye, any opposed?
I said, good idea, Don.
Yeah.
That
Some of them
was.
do it for free, the Alliance and different
Yep.
companies like that. You know, we get whatever free training we can get. Some stuff you end up paying to get presenters to come do stuff. So.
Considerable action on the resignation of a part-time officer. Steve Spath has been with us for a number of years, on and off for about 15 years. I believe he is now a sergeant. That's his new position. Doesn't have the time to devote to the town, so we're losing one. We need to accept his resignation.
I make a motion to accept Steve Spath's resignation, and just make a note that I did work with him when I worked here at the police department. He's served in the police department for a long time. Definitely still a resident of the town. He did a very nice job, and I thank him for his service.
1 second.
Motion by Andrew, second by Patty. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. That's an aye. Chief, are you going to have police and fire look at your part-timers, or you got enough yet?
I think we still kind of.
Enough working ones?
On our previous,
Okay. Okay, sounds good. All right, update on Edgewood Acres subdivision. We did spend some time over there with Steve's Plumbing. Did put his device, which was not a crawler device, in it with a camera. After a bunch of tweaking, we did get it to go on, and I think probably the farthest we got it to go in any direction was about 67 feet, if I remember right. Bill, was that what it was?
Yes.
No. And the issues that he was having then, even when he was flowing with the water, is that the resistance of the sand was causing it not to move very well, and his cable that was behind it was going like this back and forth and hitting the sides of the pipe wall. We did see a lot of good pictures of the ceiling of it, which showed that pipe to be in fairly good shape yet. The top of it looked very, actually, from what we saw, would look good. While we were there, we did, as long as he was there, we did stick it in the ground and headed it up Batavia to look at that concrete pipe, and that looked remarkably in good shape. Very, very little growing on it. The only place we saw any amount of anything growing would be where the seams were, every 10 foot where those pipe sections were put together. Looked good. It was flowing. It was flowing at probably, I want to say, 3 inches high and maybe a 7 or 8 inch spell. The water table everywhere else was down at least another foot from where that was, and that was at 6.5 foot. The water level was there. In the main pipes, it was down to 7.5 foot to the water level, and that was slowly meandering. So it doesn't look like we have any more issues right now. His initial estimate, if he did the whole process for us, was going to be about $1,000. He actually only charged us $200 and some dollars, because he was not as happy as far as the performance of his machine, because he had 200 foot cable on there. They thought he was going to be able to run it down 200 foot, but with that sand that was in the base there, it just wouldn't do it. So at this point in time, I don't know if there's any more that we need to do right now other than, I guess, wait and see, or we, the next step would be to try to find somebody with a power-driven unit.
We never did go to Lennox. Correct? We went.
No.
I mean, and that's what was discussed, I believe, here at the meeting. They asked, how far are you going? And we said from Wood to Lennox, but we didn't. We went to Batavia, and
But
that
then
was it.
when we went from Wood back, from Lennox back towards Wood, and we got in about 40 foot that time.
Not on that date that we were there.
No, we were there. We went on that one section of pipe that's between Wood and Lennox. We went both ways. We went 67 foot with the water flow, and we went against the water flow for about 40 foot. That's as far as we could get.
Yeah, we got 64 feet, and then we stopped,
Yep.
and he marked it. And then is what we did is went from Batavia back up that way,
Back that way.
up to Wood, and then we went on Batavia and went east with it.
Right.
But we never went to Lennox,
No.
or came from Lennox.
No, because the water level that was in the pipe was nil. There was no water in the pipe. Or minimal. So, I mean, there wasn't anything there was no sign of any water being held back by anything.
So can I ask you, so going up Batavia, the conversation that I wrote down here, there was a lot of debris in there and a lot of brush and stuff was coming out of there, shouldn't have been coming out of there, a lot of gas bubbles.
Well, we were seeing gas bubbles, which we don't know, have no idea where they were coming from, in the camera, showing a bunch of, don't know if it's hydrogen or whatever type of gas, but there was some air bubbles in that water. Not sure what the cause was. We've not seen that. Don't know what it is. The contractor had no idea what it was, but we were seeing bubbles.
Arnie, I just passed out something there that I think, I don't know if it can ever be used, but I think it's a good thing because it's a report from the sanitary district, and is that correct what, in those minutes? So is that a good report for what we first did?
I haven't read it, Bill. I can read it. I mean, I don't want to take the time from the meeting here now and read it.
I'm just saying, we all got a copy of this. This is the minutes of the sanitary district. And this is what Chris wrote.
I think I did read these, but I don't remember exactly what it is. I can tell you that there, between Mr. Layton and myself, there's a disagreement or misagreement as to what the responsibilities or the capability of the sanitary district is. And again, went back and forth with our attorney on it, and Nick's opinion is still that the sanitary district could be doing this. I don't know where to go. We've only got to.
Can you see if they have any questions? Because they're the ones that asked at the last meeting how we was going to do this.
Sure.
What's the question?
If you have any questions on that.
On this, yeah. How deep's the sand in the pipe?
I would say, by looking at where it was, the trail was about this wide. So you got a 12-inch pipe, so it's maybe 4 inches. Well, 4 inches of sand is not much in a pipe.
12-inch pipe, yes it is. I would think so. How high was the water as in relationship to those drainage pipes in the cans? Was it above the pipes or below?
Oh no, it was way down. The pipe coming from Wood Avenue had about 4 inches of water in it, and that was flowing. Batavia coming into the collector, it was flowing at about 2 inches, and it was maybe 4-inch wide stream coming from it. And so that was easy enough for us to get the camera in, and we were able to go up quite a ways with that one. And just saw clear, but we saw bubbles. Don't know.
We don't know, it didn't go down in the Lennox can and go toward Batavia.
No, it did not go towards Batavia. Across the street, Lennox, no, we did not. We stopped at Batavia's corner.
Wood to Batavia?
Yeah.
Okay. And is there a written report of this, of what was found during this inspection anywhere that will detail the items that you just set forth as far as what water flow was, what sand depth was, that sort of thing?
Yeah, they can be put together. I guess I haven't. I know Bill took some notes, and I think pretty much I remember exactly the measurements, how far we were in that. So, I mean, it
just seems like it might be
still,
helpful in the future.
yeah, I don't know at what value that is, other than saying that it didn't appear to be inhabiting any of the flow. The water was sufficiently flowing. Rick and the crew went down to the lake Rick and Mike went to the lake to look at the pipe as it's coming out, and you could see it was flowing out. And
Are there pictures? Did this camera just do
Uh,
one-time shot, or does it
no,
have a picture?
he did not have a recorder on it. Okay. I'm not certain that I'm done with looking for a service to do a little better. So we haven't, said that this is the end of the process yet. But my opinion is that we've got water flowing, and that's what we were hoping to see. And
But I think we all felt the water was flowing, maybe just not fast enough this spring and this summer,
Yeah.
when we were all pumping. The other thing, the pipe was perforated, correct?
yeah,
So water's coming in from anywhere.
it could
along
come down
that pipe.
into the pipe. Well, the perforations were on the bottom, excuse me, aren't they, Don? That pipe, the metal pipe that is there's no perforation on the top, it's
Oh,
just the
from-
bottom.
Just from the bottom.
So that water could seep out of it too.
Yep, okay.
So this is it for now, and if it happens again, come back?
No, I haven't said that, that we were giving up. I didn't think that the city would have their sewer equipment out working yet this time of the year once you get freeze up, but I happened to see it yesterday going down the road, so I don't know if they do get it out, but my thought was to see, I haven't talked to them to find out what their capabilities are. I mean, it would be nice to have a power-driven one where it could move itself down there. But we'll see yet. We didn't spend all our money yet.
As well as maybe work at getting some of that sand moving.
Well, there's some concern with taking the sand out because that's kind of holding the pipe where it is. And if we suck too much sand out, we might be sucking the bottom of the pipe out, because that's when we pulled the pipes out before, the bottoms were gone out of them. So if we go in and remove a bunch of sand, now what we're going to do is we might cause a bit down. We'll get the pipe a break, and then we'll have a problem. But it's only about 4 inches of sand in it from what we can see. I'll continue to work on it yet.
Just keep watching the meeting notices, is that what you suggest?
When I got something to tell the board, that's where I tell them. They won't let me talk to them all at the same time.
And would it be possible, once a report is written up of what was found, that we would be able to come to the town and get a copy? Please?
Sure.
Okay, so should I just call or? see
We'll
what
get a hold of
is
you.
done?
We'll
Okay.
get a hold of you.
Okay, appreciate that.
Can Steve
Thank you very
Fleming
much.
help you with that report? No. Or not?
It's Bill and I got it in their notes.
Is this something, Arnie, can I just ask one thing?
Yeah.
Where are we at with the sanitation district on this? I really feel strongly that this is something that they should be looking into.
Where are we at? I don't know.
Okay, maybe this is something we can look at in the future,
Oh.
because I really feel strongly that,
I mean, we have an opinion of our attorney that they should be
yep,
doing it, but I guess if it's small dollars, I don't mind the town doing it, but
well, we know how that happens, it starts like that, but I do think there needs to be a long-term plan on this. We can't just keep kicking this
the
can.
ideal thing would replace that metal pipe
At some, even,
1,000 foot of it. Consider a possible action on employee carrying over vacation 2018. According to the handbook, Chief Don Bone wishes to hold 24 hours over, correct? Didn't use it up yet?
I make a motion to allow Don to carry the 24 hours over to next year, 2018.
Motion by Andrew.
I'll second.
Second by Dan. Any discussion?
You
Yes,
said you're gonna
employees
try
should use
to-
their vacation.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
are you still gonna try to use it?
this year, yeah. And I just encourage, like I said, we
Yeah.
try to get all our employees to use their vacation, because one, for the amount of hours, and I know that Don works, that vacation is well-deserved, and he needs that time away.
Bill?
Yeah, well, of course, I'm opposed to this only because in private business and also in government, we give people vacations for rest and recreation, and it's happened many times, even in this town, when we carried over one employee's vacation, 48 hours even in that case, and the person ended up with a lawsuit, and in his lawsuit, he claimed that the town didn't give him enough vacation, didn't give that person enough vacation.
He had 7 weeks. Is that the same one?
Yes.
That wasn't enough for him.
Well, I just say that, I mean, being a union president and everything, it's very hard for somebody getting 7 weeks vacation to come to the company and say, gee, can I sell back 4 of these weeks? I just don't believe in it. You should take your vacations. It's healthy for you.
You're right.
Any other discussion? Hear none, all in favor say aye. Aye. And aye. Any opposed? One opposed. By the way, our members don't have 7 weeks anymore. They only have. Item 27, part-time employee wage. Current wage is $15.37. If we use the same cost of living index at 1.84, it'd be $15.65. These are primarily our part-time snowblowers.
I'll make a motion to approve 1565.
Motion by Patty, second by Andrew. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye by aye. Any opposed? Item 28, election workers' wages. They are currently at $9 an hour. Any desires?
I'd like to make a motion that we make it $10 an hour. I'll second that motion.
Motion by Dan and second by Bill for $10.
That still is very cheap labor for what they do. We're getting everybody up to rate. And, you know,
I will be abstaining on this as my wife is an election worker. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye by aye. Opposed? No opposed. Except me, opposed. Yeah, me,
I
yeah.
can't say anything.
I can't say anything.
all right, back the camera up.
Yeah.
Take two.
Item 29, per diems, that's the next page, huh? Set per diems for Plan Commission, Police Fire Commission, and Board of Appeals members for 2018. Is this their current wage?
Yes.
And did supervisors' wage go up this year?
Supervisors
Go up?
all go up $5 as of January.
So the way that it's set, the commissioner, or a chairman of each commission, or, yes, each commission is $55. And then the members are $45. So the way that it is here, the chairman gets paid
$60.
$60, and then we get paid $55, which is $5 less too, so $5 difference.
And this is for just the,
There's two commissions.
Airport, like I said, airport.
No, it's not the airport.
No,
No.
not the airport commission, plan commission.
this is just
Airport.
plan.
We only have one person attend.
Okay.
This would be police and fire commission too, plan commission?
Police and Fire Commission and Plan Commission, and Board of Appeals, excuse me.
Yeah.
So what is so next year, okay.
I'm not saying anything because I'm on the plan commission.
And I'm going to say, I'm on the Board of Appeals, and I can vote on this. So I think supervisors or board members should get the same as supervisors get at their meetings. I don't think there should be a $5 or $10 delay. I think they should get it. You know, it just seems ridiculous for some people to be at a meeting and not get the same pay as other people.
I'll make a motion that the commission chair stays at 55 and committee members go to 50.
Motion by Dan, is there a second? Second by Andrew. I agree with that layout. I think
the 5 gallon.
Yeah. Any other discussion? Hear none? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 30, consider possible action on chairman's appointment to fill the vacancy. Carol Davis sent a letter of resignation. We'd like to appoint Ray Onesta to fill in for the remainder of her term
How long is that now?
till April, and then I reappoint again. Whenever I do the committee appointments, that's one just follows along.
I'll second.
Motion removed. Bill, second Patty. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Any opposed? We're getting there. November distribution vouchers. Any questions?
Page 5. On-site computer support for Infotech. This page 5. Infotech, was there some issues with the computer, or was it just regular maintenance?
We had regular maintenance, we had some renewals for the, I'd have to pull notes.
Windows software.
Okay.
Like our,
Just updating all the,
yeah, we get so much,
Okay.
so many things I couldn't tell you.
no, I just didn't know if we had some kind of breakdown.
No,
Um,
okay. We had some.
we had the Barracuda, the
Yeah.
backup wasn't working again, the monitoring services at their normal fee. But the issue we have is we're being told that our server is just about full. Again.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it took probably 5 years to do.
It didn't take that long, it just seemed like, I think they said they were at, was it 65 or
It
75?
was 60-something last year.
Yeah, we're 65% after they removed some of the stuff that they could remove.
Yeah.
A certain amount of documents, and that's not anything to do with police department stuff, that's just
Town.
the office.
Probably within about the next year. I talked to John the other day.
Any other questions on it? Where's the, or
No.
did you-
No, thank you.
Have you circulated?
That was it, I just wondered about that.
Operator license, we have 2, I believe, on there, or is there 3? Penny Alderman for the Jammers, Jennifer Carlson for the store, Karina Hendricks for the store, 1-year applications. These are new applications, and these have been vetted by the chief, correct?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion Dan, second Andrew. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Monthly reports, Public Works. Let me address the questions on snow plowing and markers. Snow plowing we do when it is 3 inches. On the main roads, we do the primary roads, as soon as we get an inch or so on it, and we will salt or sand as needed. We will salt typically the entrances of a secondary road coming onto it, such as a T intersection or whatever. We'll salt those as needed. We limit our salt as much as possible, trying not to use it. Again, we typically plow the subdivisions that when we get 3-inch total of snow on the ground. Markers, the people are told that they are to be 3 foot off the road. That doesn't happen, I can tell you. We've personally moved some of them and put them in place, but we've not done them all, and I guess if they're in the way when we're plowing, they just won't be there, because they gotta be 3 foot off the road.
Are we still selling the markers?
Yes, yeah, we sold quite a few this year already.
And people are informed when they purchase them,
They're all given the little sheet.
right,
with the-
of the information, so they know that they are to be 3 foot off that road.
they choose to fudge, and I had a conversation with a guy. He says, "Why do you do it?" He says, "Well, if I put it too far away, they'll just think that's road, not my grass." I said, "Well, it's town grass, you understand?" He says, "Yeah, I know that, but I mean, we do not have curb and gutter. People realize we're in the country. We're not in the city. We're not paying for sidewalks. We don't have curbs and gutters. The plows are trying to use a 14-foot plow on a 11-foot paved section, and you may not find the dead center of the road." Question, Bill?
Yeah, I brought this up last year at this same meeting in December about these stakes. And what is happening is the plows, there's a place over here, I don't know the name of the road, but, and also in another section, where there's just one lane of traffic because the plows do not want to knock down those things. And when I brought it up, this was the discussion. Supervisor Clendenin expressed concerns over why snow markers are not removed when not placed in the proper distance from the edge of the road. Or when, and it went on to say that there's not a town policy on there. It explains that the town policy recommendation, we'll take it up at a legislative committee meeting. And I don't think we ever did that.
I think we have it in we drafted that ordinance up somewhere to indicate that they should be 3 foot when we initially did it. And that's what we've been using. The crew has moved some of the stakes that are perilously way off from where they are. We can't go with Old Town right now. It's just too much time right now to take every one of them. If they get knocked over, they're going to get knocked over. I'm sorry, you can talk in your comment period. Okay, and then I guess the equipment's fine. Anything else on Public Works? Airport Commission. Project is done. The taxiway B project is done. It's funded lit. This is all LED lighting on it now. If you happen to go by and you see it, they're on what they call low power during normal evenings. And then as a pilot comes into the area, there's I guess a go around on their radio where they click it 7 times and it brings the lights on all over the runways then. And so if you see it out there, they're bright. Will save us a lot of power cost overall. And the final inspection is actually going to happen tomorrow. And then January we will have the pre-construction for the short runway, and we should also have the design for the airport parking and ramp inspections. That should be in our hands in January to start working on that. So it'll be busy. But
so who does the plowing on
the city is contracted to do the plowing, and we have a private contractor that does around the hangar using our equipment. So
How did the soybean
he failed miserably.
He did?
Yeah. It was between 5 to 10 bushel an acre. He didn't expect much more than that, quite frankly. He said the soil is in such, it's going to take like 3 years to get it up to things. So
You seem to want to comment.
yeah, it wasn't too successful. But we do receive a payment of $3,000 a year for him to do it. So that goes on for 3 years, and then if he actually gets into a profit structure, then there's some stipends for us back to the airport. But it's saving us about $8,000, $7,000 to $8,000 worth of mowing time that we had to do. So, cycling solid waste. Anything new, Bill?
No, except, did you receive something from Carol?
No, I did. Well, I got it for your email. Yeah.
Oh, because I asked her to send you something.
No, I didn't get anything direct from her, but I took it from her note to you.
Well, she served as well for a number of years.
Yes, she did.
And Ray is, he helps out at the Choose to Reuse a lot, him and his wife both, and I'm quite concerned about recycling.
Okay, sounds good.
Good to have her in.
Okay. Anything else? Plan Commission, Patty?
Yes, we met last night. We had one dog, dog exemption that was approved. We had a discussion in regards to a 20 by 20 metal carport on 48th Street. This particular carport did end up going to Board of Appeals because it was too close to the road right away. So apparently there was a misunderstanding where he thought he had 2 years to move it. So anyways, he's going to be moving it come May 1st of 2018 to get it in line. The Board of Appeals did grant him 3 feet on the side lot, so it was somewhat of a compromise there. And then tonight last night we had the Lisitza certified survey map, which was tonight. And then there was, I think, our third chicken approval for chickens to have in residential area, which is actually by the airport. And then we discussed the mobile food vending, permitting, and licensing, and also the business licensing. So we did recommend the mobile food vendor to the legislation. So I'm thinking, well, talking to our attorney, we had like probably 5 things, so we could probably set a date for legislation to get that going.
Yeah,
We're gonna be working
that
on
would be
this.
fine, because I'm just about ready for the Rosici Avenue
Okay.
process, so.
So our next meeting, we're gonna continue on discussing the business licensing of the town. And I think that's it.
Okay, questions of the Plan Commission? Public buildings, Dan, guys?
Heat's on, there's salt by the doors, so employees don't be afraid to use it, and everything's good for now.
Don't be afraid to use the shovel either.
Yeah, yeah.
How's the remodeling coming?
We'll be looking at that in 2018.
Anything else? Public buildings, legislative did not meet, public safety did not meet, but Andrew, I believe you went over to the fire department's meeting for the first meeting, right?
Yep, they put me to work right away.
No, good for them. I was sick that day, so I don't know if the food was good or bad, but.
Very good.
Okay. Economic development, Patty, any update?
I was not able to make the Southeast Wood County Groundwater Committee meeting, but Bill did, so I'll let Bill report on that.
We met on November 27th at the Saratoga Town Hall. It was our 12th meeting. I think there was 12 people there, which is down somewhat because of the season, I guess. But it's what we're interested in now. We've changed our name from the Southeast Wood County Waters Committee to the Central Sands Groundwater Group meeting. And it's what we're doing is a summit on it. We're trying to get throughout the state, but especially in this area, people concerned about, on both sides of the issue, about groundwater and surface water. And that's what we're working on. We're working through the Towns Association and also the Wisconsin Counties Association on this. So it's mostly concerned about the Central Sands area. One of the unique things about this area is the fact that the sand, where the CAPO is supposed to go in, will be the highest populated CAPO area in the square miles it is in the whole United States. You can go out in Indiana and other places, and it's not as populated. So that's why, and Krug is also helping out on this with us through the state legislators. And he also signed on as a co-sponsor to LRB 399-1, which is about water testing. People can get their waters tested. And also, we'll probably find out later on, but in the report from the Towns Association, but Peter Manley is retiring, and he's our facilitator. And facilitators go through certain training. So we're looking for a facilitator to run the organization that we have. It's a county affiliation, but the facilitator will have to be picked. And at this meeting, you'll see, as some of the people that were there was Rick McCoqueta was there, and he suggested Nick Flanagan, so they're looking into Nick being a facilitator for this organization, and 7 other people are listed here.
So did this go away from being a subcommittee of the county now? Or
No.
what? Or what?
No.
So this is still tied to the seed committee?
The seed committee, yes.
Okay, so you report to the seed committee?
Who does?
Whoever's writing these reports.
Yeah, this is Casey. She's from Peter Manley's field, which is UW Extension.
Yeah. So what I'm asking, is the seed committee receiving this information? Because they're the ones that direct.
They get a report every meeting.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. They were directing you to meet and to talk about this. Is that how it started out? Us to meet and talk about it?
Correct.
Okay, so they are still, I want to say they're in the leadership role of this.
Leadership role, but the facilitator that the seed committee hired to do this is Peter Manley. He's the facilitator. He facilitates a lot of things.
So then is the person that's going to be the facilitator receiving whatever stipend that should be appropriate from the seed committee's funds, or where is he going to get paid?
That's all being figured out. That's why there's a list of people. Yes. And our next meeting is going to be December 18th at the Saratoga Town Hall.
December 18th?
The 18th. So.
Okay. Any questions of him?
Are always the meetings in the middle of the day?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because that makes it real difficult for those of us still working to attend.
right.
And this is at the farmers' request, because we got farmers involved in it. And that seems to be the time of day for a siesta, yes, and come to the meeting.
2 o'clock is when they take their siesta.
Or I
Must
usually
be
have
good.
to take a
Could
day
be.
off from work to come.
To come?
And that's why sometimes I can make it,
So-
sometimes I can't.
Yep.
So, for my personal belief is, Bill, if you've got these minutes, whenever you get them, if you get them before that, why don't you just have them scanned at the town and put into an email form so we could read them before the meeting? Maybe we'd have some questions that, or some input for you, or I should be directing this to you.
I don't take
Apologize.
offense to it at all.
All right. Okay, any questions up? Personnel Committee has not met. WTA meeting, Peter Manley was up, gave us some demographics of the communities as how it's growing or how it's not growing. We did report from the LRIP committee, those communities that received funding on the county highways, $142,000 project, of which Grand Rapids got $20,403 towards the project, which is 36th Street off of Highway 54. It's a 2019 project, but it means after June 30 of 2018, we can bid that project and actually have it done yet this year. And then it's just that starts our new cycle of years. So, anything else on WTA, Bill? I guess it was pretty quiet otherwise.
You was involved in the population trends. I mean, you
Yeah.
spoke on that.
Yeah.
Population trend in Wood County, the elderly population, of course, is not only increasing in age, but they're increasing in numbers. And of course, the younger people, they're not sticking around. And then Teston and Van Meter were there, and they talked about various bills. But the thing I have a question on is the Department of Revenue Form PA 687, are you familiar with that? It's the town clerks have to fill this out form and give it to the county clerk. And this is any increase in levy So I mean, they mentioned that and didn't get a chance to ask any questions. Do you remember that comment?
I remember the comment, I believe when we had discussion about it, that might not be the exact number that they used. When I saw it, there was something that you had to fill out. But obviously, if the county clerk has got some file or reports that we need to give, the county clerk should be providing them to us.
I give them my levy worksheet and my statement of taxes.
Well,
But unless this is
will
only
you
your
just
report
check and
of
see
the
if that's, later on, if that's PA form PA 687, because they really talked about that. And then Pazanal gave his speech, but what concerned me was about the prices of salt and stuff like that. But he has said in the past that the towns in Wood County use an awful lot of salt.
Well, some do.
So that was it. It's a good. Oh, and there are district meetings coming up, and here's a list of them.
Yeah, we need to see that you get the magazine.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. I don't need it, I have it, obviously.
Obviously.
I mean, everybody should have a copy of it. In your book?
Yeah.
I'm planning on going to one in Neilsville, it's in February.
Yeah, the 24th.
And I'll take the Yukon, so anybody that wants to go can file in.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Individual board members. I'll try to do it right this time. Bill?
No, I don't have anything.
Dan?
Just a couple things. One, obviously, the snowplows and the crews are out. Please give them room. I had the opportunity to ride with Rick. I guess it was last year and the year before, and people who try to beat the snowplow and that, I mean, it's very difficult to stop that truck. So please give them room and back away. And also our police and fire, just on the way here tonight, our police were going to a call, and even if you're going the other way, pull over. Give them room, and that it just amazes me. They have a lot of things going on in their mind, driving obviously as safe as they can, but to get to the call, so let's give them room. So that's all.
Hey?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that at the annual budget meeting, my concern with the overall increase of expenditures on the, in relationship to the previous 4 years. I just wanted to point out that the fire department, I had talked about a 28% overall public safety increase, but I just wanted to point out with the fire department, there was only a 9% increase over the 4 years. And so I thought that was a reasonable amount of increase for 4 years, for our size community. So I just wanted to point that out. It was only 9% out of the overall 28%.
Okay, anything else? Amy?
Nope.
Andrew?
Nope.
Lisa? Arnie? I guess what I'd like to make sure everybody is aware of, there is a new TV show or cable access show that we started this month. We did myself and the fire chief went on and did a half-hour talk, and it follows behind the town program. Something we're going to try for a while to get more information out. We will be taping a new one this Friday. Police chief will be on with me, and we'll be doing a lot of information. And then again, those shows are available on their website. You can watch it on their YouTube site or whatever. The first one that was taped was very poor quality of voice, so they're changing the format. We'll use different equipment this next time, so hopefully we'll get a better tape, and as we always do here. So, anything, Chief, we did give you a report. Anything you wanted to top to the public for a couple seconds before I go to the other board members or bodies?
Well, I guess like I said, we did have our, we're still continuing with our smoke detector program. We did get a few residents that have expressed interest in getting the free smoke detectors installed in their house, so people have the unhardwired smoke detectors, please get a hold of us. We have a couple guys that have been having a lot of fun going out, giving some talks about fire safety in their house, pointing out some things that you don't notice in your day-to-day living in your house. So that program is up and coming, so feel free to get a hold of myself, the office, and it's a simple form and simple process to get some free 10-year smoke detectors. So other than that, I guess it's Christmas season. We do have 2 red bulbs that have to go up on the tree or on the wreath from a couple fires up Arpin and Sherry, but we're trying to keep them away from us, so stay safe over the Christmas holidays for sure.
Water your trees.
Water your trees, and when you think you water them again. If you think the dog's drinking it, water it again.
Or the cat's pawing it.
No, actually, next month hopefully we'll be able to utilize the other building and give a nice presentation on some new tactics we're going to be using.
Got the dogs watering your tree.
Okay, public comment. Anybody wishing to address the board? 2 minutes again. Limited no more than 16 minutes. Anybody else? Shirley, you wanted something?
We have these markers. Since the crew has been out salting, they were out Saturday, certainly they must be able to see where there's probably going to be a problem when they're plowing. You know, it seems to me that, you know, if they're a little bit proactive about this and either report, you know, if they report it, yeah, I understand they are going to get out of the truck and go running around, but if they report it to the office staff, I mean, is that going to, would they send out letters to these people?
No, we're not going to do, it's an issue of personal. I think it's just a matter of if the people are going to leave them on the edge and if the plow gets them, the plow gets them. That's what it's going to be. Unfortunately, that is, and the person came in and bought 5 last couple of weeks ago, put them up. So, yeah, they broke. You said, well, where'd you place them? Well, they were too close. I said, well, he said, my fault. I put them there. So, if they break, they're gonna be. That's it. It's getting a little tough now to restake them. Ground's froze. You're probably not going to be successful getting them out. So, anybody else? Hearing none. Establish next agenda. Anything specific on there? If not, I will do my best to keep it short, Lisa. And as we probably will not see the camera again before the year, I want to wish everybody a safe and merry holidays. And please remember the town treasurer is willing to accept your prepayments before December 31st and all the way through January 31st here. And then after the first payment, second payment has to be paid at the county, correct? All right, thanks. Have a nice holiday, folks. Thank you very much. Thank you. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Dan and Andrew, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Nobody's opposed to that. Thank you.